who is very excited by the prospect of Federico Chiesa coming to Liverpool. Why do you like him so much, Nunez?
So many reasons. So many reasons. I'm going to talk about stats because people may not believe that I just like him just purely because he's a great footballer. And I think when I get back to the desk, Dan Bardell's ready to absolutely get after me. But let's look at the stats first. Of course, Arne Slot has plenty of forward options, but what Arne Slot actually wants from a winger is someone who can get into 1v1 duels frequently. He's happy to receive the ball plenty of times, take on his fullback. That's Federico Chiesa. If you think about the Ipswich game, Mo Salah against Leif Davis. Think about Brentford, Salah against Christopher Ajer. The other side, Luis Diaz has actually had a brilliant start to the season, but it is all about options in the Premier League. If Liverpool's front three is Salah, Jota and Diaz for the entire duration of the season, I would be surprised injuries and suspensions happen. And this is where he comes in. So you look at shot-creating actions, and he's higher than Darwin, Nunez and Cody Gakpo. Darwin a little bit surprising because, of course, he's always involved. But Federico Chiesa is a direct footballer. Either side that he plays, right or left, he wants to get on the ball. He wants to take players on. He wants to make things happen. Probably a little bit different to Cody Gakpo, who sort of waits for his moments. Progressive carries, I think, is a really important one. As I mentioned, Arne Slot wants his winger to pick the ball up, drive at the fullback at every given opportunity. 4.57, a long way ahead of Darwin and Cody Gakpo. Successful take-ons, again, Gakpo's a little surprising there. He's not someone that you really think picks the ball up and takes players on constantly. And then this one at the bottom, I think, is one of the most key details to an Arne Slot forward. The progressive passes received. If you look at the last couple of games, Mo Salah is Liverpool's constant outball because that's where Liverpool want to play their football. Now, Chiesa, of course, probably comes in for me as maybe the fourth choice striker, but the price is also something that we have to talk about. Luis Sinisterra signed for Bournemouth for 20 million. And then there was also Fabio Carvalho, who left Liverpool to Brentford for 27.5 million. The rumoured price is below 15 million pounds. So, Dan Bardell, I only have to ask you one question. How do we not like this deal?
Get after him, Dan.
I mean, the problem is that we've got here is that I actually do like him, but because Nunez likes him so much, even if you just like him, Nunez will make out that like you don't. So I think you've obviously got your stats there, which are very, very nice. You've shied away from comparing him up against Luis Diaz, who I think might be the player that he's actually up against to get in the Liverpool team. And I think Luis Diaz is absolutely fantastic. You're right to talk about the price point because it's quite clear he's surplus to requirements at Juventus. He doesn't fit in with what Thiago Motta wants. The price is very, very low, not long left on his contract. I definitely think he is worth a go, Chiesa, for that fee. I loved him in his breakthrough Euros in 2021 for Italy. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, but he's had injuries since then. And when I've watched him a few times for Juve, when I've watched him for Italy in tournament football, I don't see that same player that I saw in 2021. I think maybe the injuries mentally have taken their toll a little bit. Maybe he plays with a little bit more fear than he used to now. And I would say that on the eye test alone, he's lost that kind of yard of pace. And I think that was what made him so exciting initially in Euro 2020?
I think in those Euros, Italy didn't really have an outball, if you remember. They sort of like sat in, if you think about the final, and they'd go to Chiesa and they'd go, can you do something for us? I think when he was playing at Juve, Allegri ball's very different. They sort of just want to shut teams out and then just hit long diagonal balls or get up the pitch as quick as possible. I do agree with his injuries. He has probably lost a slight yard of pace, but he's still electric. He's a tussler. He wants to get into duels. My only actual concern is Serie A forwards haven't typically done very well in the Premier League. Apart from that, I think he'll adapt pretty well. And last season he played 33 games, so injuries-wise, touch wood, all kinds of everywhere possible, he stays fit.
I think, from what we've seen in the early days, Liverpool under Arne Slot, I think you saying the way Italy played didn't suit him at all. I completely agree with that. I thought Italy were quite stodgy in that tournament in general. The way Liverpool are playing now, the possession game, they build up a bit slower, but when they go and they're trying to open up space. If he's got space to run into, I think he will be a dangerous weapon for Liverpool. And again, I think he's a little bit different to some of the players that Liverpool have in their armoury up top already. So, as I say, I like him. There's a few concerns, but for that fee, it does feel pretty low risk.
Yeah, and I think, they tried to sign Anthony Gordon earlier in the window, and you can see the similarities there. Direct runners, someone who likes to take players on as well, and Chiesa has proven, as we've seen, that he's able to chip in with goals over his career as well.